Hey guys, welcome to the channel today to TeeWay's Barbecue Treats, baby. We're back today for another cook for you guys. I know y'all just been waiting, anticipating, like on the last episode of your favorite show, To Be Continued. We got some steaks here today. We're gonna do, all jokes aside, man, we're gonna do some ribeyes today. So in previous videos, you guys have seen me do a reverse sear on my Kamado Joe. Amazing. If you've seen that video, those steaks came out amazing. Today we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to try to do a reverse sear today, but we're going to do it on Pit Boss. I know you guys have seen some. If you've seen some out of the videos, you saw me review the Pit Boss a couple weeks back. I reviewed the Pit Boss, but I had even mentioned in that video that I had never done a reverse sear on the Pit Boss, which I have not. So this is a new one for me too. I'm real excited about doing this. You know, usually I do steaks like this on charcoal, and I'm a charcoal guy, but we're gonna try it on this Pit Boss today. I've been told by several guys it comes out amazing. We're gonna see how comparable it is to my Kamado Joe. We're gonna see what it can do. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and let's go ahead and get these steaks seasoned up. I'm gonna go ahead and put some olive oil on. Let me give you guys a shot, so I don't think you can see these steaks real good. These are some beautiful ribeyes. Believe it or not, got these from like Winn-Dixie or something. So it's not like I got these from some prime beef shop or something. They're just regular old steaks, but they're good size, man. I mean, they're a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch steak. But let's go ahead and get some olive oil on these bad boys. We're not going to go, you know, it's not too much different from the last cook I did. If you guys have seen that one on the last ribeyes, we're going to keep it simple. We're not marinating these overnight. We're not doing a 24-hour brine or anything on these things. So we're just going to keep it simple. I like sea salt and pepper, and we've got a couple other seasonings that we mixed together, a little bit different than what I did in the previous cook. There we go, we got a binder on there. So I'll share with you guys what I did. I took a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. I took a whole teaspoon of Montreal steak seasoning. This stuff's amazing on steak. If you've never had it on steak, you could put that on a steak by itself and it would be amazing. And I believe that's all we got in here. Oh, and some sea salt and some pepper. And some ground pepper. So 1/2 teaspoon of ground pepper, and I think I put a whole teaspoon of sea salt. So like I said, man, there's nothing secret about this. Like, you can make your own. You can do this real easy. It's you just try different flavors, you know. And that's what I do when I do these steaks. Sometimes I'll put cayenne pepper in here. Sometimes I'll put other stuff in here too. So we went a little different today. I had to try to do a little something different with this Montreal steak seasoning, just adding it in there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this on our steaks. I've even put red pepper flakes on my steak before. It's all about what you think and what you like, man. What you want to try out. So I mean, pepper and sea salt alone, in my opinion, are amazing on a steak. So you ain't got to go crazy. People think you got to put 20 seasonings sometimes for a steak. The meat speaks for itself. If you cook it right on the grill and you don't overdo it or burn it, that meat's going to speak for itself. So you don't have to always do crazy stuff like you see people online doing, injecting stuff and all this crazy stuff that they like to do to this meat, thinking they got to do it to get all this flavor. You don't really have to do all that. It's all about the meat sometimes. If it's a good cut of meat, you get a good grill on it, you watch your meat, you tend it, it'll come out great, man. All right, that steak's ready. That steak is ready. Let's go ahead and do this one. You get a good little char on the outside of this steak. The inside is a medium to a medium well. I think we're going to go more medium, closer to medium medium to medium well today. We usually like it rare, but we're going to try going a little bit more cooked today, I think. So what we'll probably do is get our internal up to about 125, 127, and then we'll sear them and get them a little bit over 130. 130 is considered medium rare, so we'll get them. We don't want to get them done, but we want to cook them a little bit more than medium rare today. Probably more along the lines of just medium. I've got some extra seasoning here, so I'm gonna do the edges of this steak. Get some flavor all over this thing. Same thing with this one. Let's go back and get the edges. Yeah, real excited about this cook though, guys, because it's the pit balls. I haven't done a whole lot on my channel yet for the pit balls. So I'm really kind of excited to be doing this one. And it's really a simple cook. It's a simple cook. Steaks are really a simple cook. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pit balls up out there. And we're going to come back to you guys. We're going to put them on. We're going to put probes in them and show you how we did that. And then shut her up and let the magic happen, baby. Let the magic happen. So we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so we got the pit balls up to temp. We're about 300 degrees. That's usually what I start cooking out on. Now right now, my dome is saying it's like at 350. But my dial is saying 300. So that dome is not always that accurate, and that's quite a bit off, man. That's like 40 degrees. Normally what I see happen is that'll say 1 degree, and then that'll eventually, it'll basically catch up. It takes it a while to register sometimes, and about 15 or 20 minutes sometimes it'll drop, and it'll match what I have on my dial. But I'm not really worried about the dome. As most of you guys know, I've said it before, like that dome is just not that, it's not that accurate. So I'm gonna go off what my dial says. My dial says we're at 300. So we're gonna go ahead and put them on. And right now I'm gonna put them on my indirect side. I'm gonna put them over on this side. Woo! Woo! You know, you heard me say it before, that's sizzle, baby. So we're gonna let them cook on this side. I'm gonna push this one over just a little bit. I definitely don't want them cooking directly over that heat. What I'm gonna do is, I got the probes here that I'm gonna bring through. And I'm gonna kind of just stick them in. That's good, it's not touching anything. Let's bring our other one in. You guys seen my review on these probes. I've reviewed them on the pit boss in another video, so go check it out if you haven't seen it. These came with my pit boss. Alright, I'm gonna let it kind of sit right there. As long as we're not touching anything else, I think we should get them accurate reading. So I'm gonna shut her down. We're gonna cook these to an internal about 125 probably, 127, somewhere in that range. And then we'll pop them on the middle. I'll pop that middle and show you guys how I'm gonna sear them in the middle there. We'll be back in a little bit. All right guys, we'll go ahead and pull these out. They're a little bit over 125, so they look pretty. As you can see, they got that color on them. So we're gonna get these out. We're gonna get this grill up to over 500 is what I'm gonna try to sear at, and we'll come back to you guys when we get ready to sear. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get these on here to sear. We got a good flame coming up. Woo! Look at that. let that go for about 2 minutes, and we're gonna flip and do the other side. And we should have some seared steaks. All right, guys, we're gonna flip these. Oh man, talk about a char on these. A little bit more well done than I like on that side, but we'll see how they come out. 2 minutes. We'll be Woo! Here we go, guys, pulling them off. Man, this steak's bowed up on us. What we'll do is we'll let those rest. They do look juicy though. They look really juicy. We'll come back to you guys in just a minute, man, when we get ready to cut into these things and show you what they look like. All right, guys, so we're back. Here's what the steak looks like. Got a good char on it. Like I said, this was the first time doing seared steaks on the Pit Boss. And there's the other steak that we did. They got a really good char on them. I will say that. There's a lot of juice. Look at the juice that's right here. I mean, there's a lot of moisture still in this steak, so I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more done than I wanted. These were thinner steaks. I didn't really take that into account today. I wish I would have thought more about that, but I didn't. So we did 2 minutes on this side, and then we only did a minute on the other side, because then I realized, well, these are thinner steaks. Let's not go as long, because I don't want it as done. So these are probably going to be more done. If you don't like a more done steak, I would suggest you would do this like a much shorter amount of time. As you can tell, it's completely done. It's a really good steak, though. Let me cut in the middle, give you guys more of an idea. Yeah, it's definitely more of a well done. But it's got great flavor to it, I will say that. My daughter's hungry, so you hear her chanting in the background, but it's a really good steak, but it's more on the well done side. Next time we do this, we'll probably try to maybe monitor it better when I was probing it. I might have let it go too long. I think that's what I did. But it's still a good steak. Hey guys, so this is kind of something new I want to start doing on my videos. So we did this steak cook today on the Pit Boss. And I kind of want to do an AABR, an AABR. Sorry, I kind of had a brain fart there for a second. An after action barbecue report. I know you're over there laughing. You're laughing. I was military, you know, we used to do the after action reports, whatever. But this is gonna be my little spin, I guess, on cooks. So like on this one, I just feel like it wasn't a total success for me. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about why I don't think this ribeye steak cook was a total success. Was the steak good? It was good. It was well done. I don't like my steak well done, and here's why I think I failed today to produce the steak I wanted. And biggest reason were these ribeyes were much thinner than what I've been doing. On my Kamado Joe, I've been doing a lot thicker. It's kind of hard to compare the two. I'm not comparing the Kamado to the Pit Boss. They're completely two different tools, so that's not what this is about. But I usually do cook them on the Kamado Joe, and they're usually thicker steaks. You know, they're usually at least an inch thick. These were much thinner steaks today. They were what they call a rancher ribeye or something from Winn-Dixie. I'm not a meat connoisseur, so I can't tell you what that means. Some of you out there might know what a rancher cut is or something, but I'm not that cool, so I don't know. I just know that the steak wasn't as thick as what I have been cooking. And so what happened was I put it on my Pit Boss. My Pit Boss, first of all, is a completely different tool. It's completely metal. It's like putting it in your oven. And I noticed that these steaks heated up extremely fast. Like my Kamado, I can normally put the probes in, walk away, and it takes at least 30 minutes to get up to an internal of 125 to 130. Today I put these steaks in this pit boss, and it was like in like 10 minutes or less that they were boom, they were already there. And I even looked at my wife and I said, something's not right. These things are already ready to pull off. Something's weird. And so they were already internally over like 130. So that was the first mistake. I think I let them go too long. I underestimated the length of time that I needed to leave them in the pit boss. These steaks were room temp. I already had them out sitting trying to get them room temp because I try to never put a real cold steak in there because I just don't feel like it cooks as evenly and as good if it's cold coming straight out of the fridge than if I get it room temp. I do that with all my meat pretty much. But they were already room temp. So the first mistake I believe is I underestimated the pit boss. It got them up, heated real fast, way faster than I thought, and it got them over that 125 mark where I wanted to be. And one of them I think I was almost at like 130 when I pulled it off. And the other one I was like 125. I was right in my range, pretty close to my range. But when I pulled them off, and then the second mistake I made was we did this sear. It actually gave some really good char on one of the steaks, or both of the steaks got some really good char on one side. But here's the problem. Thinner steaks, I put them for 2 minutes. That's what I would put a thicker steak at. And when I pulled it off, I'm like, oh crap. I could tell when I charred the one side, I'm like, this is gonna be done already. I probably could have pulled it off after searing the one side and it still would have been a well done steak. But then I flipped them and I put the other side on it like 1 minute. And my wife was like, why are you doing that? I said, because I know that these are thinner and I've already went 2 minutes on that one side and I can just look at the steak and tell I think it's already well done. And so I did 1 minute on the other side and then I finally pulled them, and when I showed you guys cutting into them, you could totally tell it wasn't even medium. It was no pink in that steak at all. It was a well done steak. Those are two things I think I really screwed up on. I left them and underestimated my pit boss to get them up to that 125 mark. And then with them being so thin, maybe I shouldn't have seared them for the 2 minutes on that one side. Maybe only like 45 seconds per side. I don't know, but I do know this. Another reason I'm telling you guys this is because I'm being transparent. I want to be transparent on this channel. I don't make great food all the time. I don't make it perfect every single time. I'm not one of these other channels, and I'm not picking on anybody's channel. I'm just saying, sometimes you look at people's channels and you're like, oh my God, he's so great. He never messes up. That's not me. I mess up. And I'm not afraid to bring that to you guys. I'm not afraid to show you when I do mess up, because I'm not a 5-star chef here. I don't work for Food Network. I'm just a backyard dad doing some backyard barbecue. And I want you guys to understand that I'm just like you. I'm just like you in your backyard trying to fire stuff up and get stuff going. We're not always going to be successful on our cooks. And big thing I want to do for you guys is I want to kind of teach you my mistakes. And maybe my mistake might teach you, oh, hey, I saw Cliff and he did this and he said, he messed up his, so let me try this. And I feel like that helps people. And if you're trying to make the perfect meal for your family, first of all, there's no perfect meal. You can make some really good food, but none of us are perfect. So I feel like, by doing these after action and telling you guys what I feel like I did wrong, maybe that'll help you going forward on your cooks. And that doesn't say you're not going to mess up some stuff too. Everybody's going to. And but maybe you learn something from this, and it teaches you a lesson, and you don't make the same mistake I made. I'm going to do some more cooks on this pit boss. I'm going to do another steak. I'm going to try to do a thicker steak next time. And if I don't do a thicker steak, then we'll just try to make the adjustments like I just said. Maybe we'll totally monitor it better on that reverse sear when we're trying to just bring that steak up to that 125-ish temp like we wanted. I'll probably have to be just a lot more attentive to the grill. I walked away for a few minutes, came back, and I was like, holy crap, gotta take these things off. So, that's probably what I'll end up doing, be more attentive to my grill, and then not sear for as long. And I may not sear it at such a high temp. This is gonna be something we have to play with. And there's no science to it. You just gotta play with it, and you just have to pay attention. And I've just started a journal that I'm gonna start documenting things. you may want to do that too. You know, when you're doing your cooks, document, oh man, these steaks were about a ½ inch thick and I let them go this many minutes and they were well done. I'm documenting stuff like that so I can kind of learn from previous cooks, and I have previous videos, but you may want to do something like that. Totally not going on a rant here, guys, but these steaks, I was disappointed. They weren't bad. They definitely weren't bad. I asked my wife, she's gonna tell me, you know, my food's good, but I could tell in her face that it's not as good as some of the other steaks I've done. And you know, she was kind of like, well, it's a little more done than what you've done in the past, and I agreed. I mean, I knew I overshot these things as soon as I cut into it. So I apologize, guys, that I wasn't able to bring y'all the best product, but I want y'all to know on this channel, I want transparency. I don't want to pretend like I'm somebody I'm not. I'm not some 5-star chef. I'm not out there doing sponsorships and the best cook in my backyard. I'm not. That's not what I am. I'm just your normal guy doing backyard barbecue, and I want to bring some really good stuff to you guys, but at the same time I want to bring some good tips and maybe teach some things to some people who may not have known. And even my viewers, maybe y'all can teach me something. You know, comment in the comments, you know. So that's what this is all about having fun and just collectively trying to make some good barbecue, some good backyard barbecue for our families and for our friends and everybody, you know, that we come in contact with. So I'm not gonna rant anymore, man. You know, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, man. Subscribe to my channel. I hope you do. I appreciate y'all watching, taking the time out just to watch this video. There's so many good channels out there. You could have passed mine by and went to somebody else, and I appreciate y'all just taking the time to watch my channel today. So until next time, guys, I really do appreciate it. I will be bringing another cook soon, and I look forward to bringing another cook. This is fun, man. We're gonna have some fun with this. So I'll see you guys next time on TeeWay Eatz Barbecue Treats.